Welcome, this is Casey with Rendered Precision, and today we're going to talk about how to get a federal firearms license. Now this is a topic where there's a lot of confusion. There are websites out there that will charge you a fee to be able to walk you through the process and try to make it easier for you. Hopefully you won't need that, because I'm going to walk you through the whole process of how to get a federal firearms license, and I'm going to do it in 3 minutes. So let's get some time on the clock and go. So one thing you need to consider is, are you old enough? If you're not 21 years old, then you might as well forget it. You won't be able to do this. If you have a criminal background of any significance, you're also out. If you can't own a firearm, then you're not going to be able to sell one either. Next is, are you doing this for profit? If you're not doing this to make money, then you're out. This is a business license. It's not a license to expand your collection. They're going to ask many times about this. So next in the process, you're going to need to look at the application. Let's get it on the screen. And most of this is self-explanatory, name, address, etc. Now the business phone you may not have already established. If you haven't, I wouldn't recommend paying for this. I would use Google Voice. It's a great service. Next, $200 payment. That's a thing where you can either put your credit debit card into the form itself, or you can mail them a cashier's check, money order check. Since this is not 1994, I opted for the credit debit option and just put it right there on the form. One less thing to worry about. Next is your premises address. This is important. You can do this from home or business. It doesn't matter, the ATF. They allow residential or commercial, but you need to consider that if you're trying to do this from a residence, your local laws are dominant. So if you have a local city limit law that says you can't operate a firearms business from inside your home, then it's not possible for you to get the federal firearms license. If you live out in the county, you need to check with your county offices on this. Sometimes they are more lenient. If you're commercially zoned, then you need to check your city for that as well. Usually you would be good to go. Now next is you need to make sure that you have your hours of business listed. They will stop by, they being the ATF, at some random point to inspect throughout the year, maybe once, maybe twice, maybe more, maybe less, but they will stop by during your hours of business. This tells them when you're going to be home. So some distributors require that you have 32 hours of business in order to do business with you. So keep that in mind, that they do call out possible part-time businesses at the distributor level sometimes. Next, you're going to need some 2x2 photographs. A little trick I use for this is to get a computer friend if you don't know how to do this yourself, but to take a 4x6 photograph, crop yourself into that photograph 6 times, 3 on the top, 3 on the bottom, and you'll have a set of 6 2x2 photographs that you can print at your local pharmacy. Next, the rest of the application is pretty much common sense. You're going to end up with 4 copies of it. Copy 1 goes back to the ATF, copy 2 and copy 4 are yours to keep. Copy 3 goes to your CLEO, Chief Law Enforcement Officer. If you're in the city limits, that's your Chief of Police. If you're out in the county, that's your Sheriff. So next, you're going to need to put some FD-258 fingerprints in there with your application and send this thing in. You get the FD-258s from the ATF themselves. You'll need to order this in advance from the Distribution Center, link in the description, because it can take anywhere from 2 to 3 days to a couple of weeks to get these in. So you got 60 days from this point to get approved. Good luck with your business.